On today's episode, I'm gonna need all y'all's help. I can't figure out, and I don't know if I'm missing it, a piece or like what I don't understand, but for the life of me, I cannot understand how Wood22, aka Agent22, goes from being somebody outside the culture, never having no interest into it, to having one of the biggest platforms on the West Coast when it comes to hip hop, right? And not only that, No Jumper has transformed into what we know is like the hub for all gang members and tough rappers and street rappers and all that shit to come on here, air they beef out. The reason I made this video, right, because we all know about this Big U indictment, right? Draws down, we all know about that. And we know that 20 to 30% of that indictment uses No Jumper content, right? No Jumper content is used to help prosecute going forward. Now, like I said, how does somebody do that though, right? How does somebody outside the culture become such a staple to the culture? And I was on Instagram and I seen the post that Adam22 made today after the feds supposedly came to his house and talked to him, right?
So much for being fresh. If the Fed's watching, I made it 41 years into this life before I had involvement, conversation with federal agents. And when they showed up, I was wearing a red Nike Tech. Not exactly the definition of fresh, but I got a crazy update. I'm going to do the Good Diligent podcaster thing, and I'm going to save it for tomorrow at 4 p.m. with Lush and some surprise guests. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. The 22ster has got a big update. Tap inwardly.
And he's mocking the culture like, no other, right? He makes this shit right here, right? This picture right here with a wig filter on. Like, look at this shit right here. On the Dead Homies, you're just mocking the culture, right? Everything is a joke and everything. I'll be sitting back peeping this shit, and I've been on this for quite a while on my page. Y'all can look at scroll through my videos. Adam22 is an agent, though. He's an agent of destruction by all means, and he's strategically been planted, in my humblest of opinions, in the hip hop industry. And if you step back and peep it, that's why I bring y'all the question. How does somebody go from outside that culture like that, no interest, none of that, to now being Wood22, Big 22, aka 22 extras from Rolling 40 Crip? Like, how does that work? Now he rapping on tracks and he's dissing his ops and he's talking hella tough in the songs. Like,
bad bitch with me, but I gotta use the hooters. Blowing up down, I ain't never had to use a tuba. Stand over him and I hit him with the buka buka. Buka 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 buka. That's the savage life. BBL fella, man, is looking like a bag of rice. I see smack in the county, I'ma have to stab a dyke. Thought you was a podcast. Nah, I'm the Antichrist. Posted with my 40 on me, I was up at Jerry's Liquor. I was there so long that I damn near had to tear a Snickers.
It definitely is a new age right here, right? And for an old cat like myself to sit back here and watch this shit right here is crazy. Because in my day, Adam22 couldn't even come around. You ain't coming around here. We see your kind from a long ways away, man. Keep it moving, you know what I mean? You ain't welcome around here. But yet on the internet, and for a few bucks, he done bought his way in, all right? The video I seen on Instagram where he talking about the feds hit him, he makes a statement on that video right there where he's like, I ain't gonna say nothing to him, and I ain't did nothing. All I did is provide a platform and give street cats, some money and help them get on their feet. But yet you sat back and allowed everybody to self-incriminate themselves on your platform, though, knowing it. Even people that you deemed like they was cool and close to you, in the name of content, you allowed them to self-incriminate themselves. And now this is going to be the piece of the puzzle, right? You know what I mean? Like, so for a little bit of change, of course, these cats is going to transgress against their hood, their ethics, the code, the whole nine, which everybody does. And if everybody else does it, it might as well be right for me to do it too, right? That's the logic that these suckers is out here using, though, right? But at the end of the day, you got to blame Adam22 because his whole intention, his whole intent, his purpose, his whole being is to destroy, though. His shit is to destroy from the inside out. And if you don't think that him and Vlad sit around and talk like good cop, bad cop agents and laugh at all these motherfucking dummies that come on the platform, because we've seen there's been numerous people other than Loose Cannon, aka Loose Lips, right, that have came on his platform, other than Whack 2, that have self-incriminated themselves. If you know, you know. I ain't finna go through all the dissect, but another thing that I seen on Adam22 one time was the fact that he married his wife and did all the weird shit that he did with her, having the porno, having the porn dude hit her and all kinds of weird shit. Like, he did that strategically to mock God at his finest, to mock God at his finest.
Seems like that's kind of confusing to some people.
For business strat. That's why you guys got married.
No, because we wanted to celebrate.
You guys talked about it when you got married. You guys talked about, imagine destroy the sanctity of the Bible. That was a satanic demoralization, alchemic ritual.
I like the way that you're thinking. Because, yeah, I don't believe in God. Maybe what better way to spit in the face of God? Better way to spit in the face of God than to get married.
Well, hold on.
And then let her a large man.
When you think about how he got into the position that he is, right? His name is Adam Graham Mason. Like, you look at his last name, Graham Mason. That tell you right there that you know. I'm not saying Illuminati, but his father was a friend with Bill Clinton. You know, so he got strong ties, political ties. You know, who else better than Adam22 to set up here and be an agent and be sent up in there? You know what I mean? Money talk, right? And money talk. And he was able to pay these artists and do all these things right here. Who has the financial backing? Whose plan was this? Who sent you Agent22? Personally, I think that Adam22 and what we're going to keep seeing coming down the pipeline after this, it's going to be unlike anything we ever seen before. We're going to see single-handedly a platform right here destroy a whole lot of motherfucking people, right? Destroy a whole lot of lives and get a whole bunch of motherfuckers time right here. And I think this is just only the beginning of it right here. I think there's way more to come down the pipeline. And that's my opinion. And I'll touch back on this in another video down the road. If I was right, if I was wrong, y'all can grill me if you want to if I'm wrong. But I feel like there's more to come down the pipeline from Agent22 right here. And you know, at the end of the day, no jumper is terrible. And like I said, anybody that really go up on this shit or even gave this dude any credits or any of that shit previously, you just as bad, because you don't have the eyes to see, or you clearly don't got the backbone to understand that this motherfucker, Adam22, man, he's less than a man. But here it is, though, right? We sitting here watching real life, no jumper indictment, right? Part of it, 20 to 30% used to prosecute. And yeah, of course, these dummies done got up on there and did it themselves. But of course, this is his intention, though. This is the intention of the platform. This is how Adam22 has strategized and masterminded in his eyes to take over and be number one and get the money for the likes, clicks, and the views. Because think about it, at the end of the day, everybody that goes looks for this content, who gets paid? Not Loose Lips, not any but Brick Baby. You know, they got peanuts. We done seen they paychecks. That shit is peanuts. You know what I mean? That shit is peanuts in comparison to what Adam22 makes right there. And once again, this is somebody outside the culture, right? Making all this money off the culture right there, right? Never did nothing. But now here you is on these rap tracks talking gangster shit, talking about standing over people, popping them, you know what I mean? Shooting your ops and shit, man. This shit is buffoonery. This shit is the clown show right here. No Jumper is the biggest clown show out there. But, you know, who are these motherfuckers really at the end of the day, right? Who are they? In my bubble, right, they just some motherfuckers that's entertainment, but it's crazy. The entertainment that just come through the phone is really getting motherfuckers sent behind them walls, though. That's crazy right there. Real 2025 shit. But who's the next motherfucking rapper to go down? That's going to be the question. Who's next? Who's next? I'm sitting back peeping, but y'all let me know what y'all think down below. Y'all know how we do it all the time. If you made it this far in the video, the least, you maybe not feeling it. Maybe you Adam22 fan. I get it. I totally understand. But do your boy a favor. Hit that like, because we done gave you a little bit of energy from my side to your side. So hit that like button. Sub up if you want to see what's next up. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next video.